Why you babysitting? Only 2 or 3 shots. I'ma show you how to turn it up a notch. First you get a swimming pool full of liquor.
What's up guys, Peter here, and today we're going to be talking about a very big topic in the 2K community that has really come up in the past 2 weeks. That is that 2K is actually rigging their game and making it unfair for certain people. This was especially shown with OrlandoinChicago being the first Superstar 5 and NaDeXe getting banned for some people say an arbitrary reason, and that's where we get into this whole conspiracy. And this has actually gone on for the past 3 years. I'm going to be explaining it all to you guys, so make sure you guys drop a like. It would mean a lot. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe for more daily NBA 2K17 content, and let's get right into it. So this really does start 3 years ago, and before I say anything, there's been also like other conspiracies of 2K being rigged. We did prove it last year with the 55 overall experiment. And basically we did prove that 2K was giving unrealistic boosts to 55 overalls, and it's not right, but it does kind of make sense because say somebody's totally new to 2K and they decide to make a my player and hop on Park. Now he's probably going to be a 55 overall because obviously he's not going to buy $100 worth of VC or something like that, right? So say they do that, right? And they're probably going to want to have fun because if they want to keep playing, they don't want to be getting shitted on with a 55 overall, and they're going to be making some unrealistic shots, so it is fun for that player, so that player does eventually spend money to upgrade his own my player, right? So it does kind of make sense, but also it's not right. Now, I haven't really encountered a lot of 55 overalls this year, probably because of the skill-based like park loading in. Basically, it's supposed to load you in a park with people at your own skill level. But basically, this is totally different this year, and this starts 3 years ago, or I guess you could say about two, when Red City Boy in 2K15 was the first Legend 3, which was the highest rep, and he was a PS4 player, so just keep that in mind. And then we get to 2K16, Dope Swag, another PS4 player, is the first Legend 5. Now, everybody seemed fine with it because they didn't know how long the L4 bar was, but then they started getting really suspicious, like saying a lot of things about 2K, and a lot of this was because he did hit Legend 5 in I think about 1,000 less games than a lot of other people did, and a lot of the other people, they're playing with A+s like every game, right? So that's one reason. Another reason is that he kind of did go into hiding when he did. He was like playing with his L4 bar. He kind of went into hiding. He wasn't streaming as much, so he might have wanted to hold his bar because 2K was giving him rep boosts to eventually hit Legend 5 a lot sooner, and thousands of games, or not thousands, but like a significant amount of games before anybody else, right? So those were kind of conspiracies, and there's nothing we can really prove about that. I mean, 2 in a row PS4, it's whatever, right? And then we get to the Road to the Finals Pro-Am tournament, which was basically 2 brackets, 1 PS4, 1 Xbox, and what would happen was that they were basically playing, they would have a final 2 people, 1 for Xbox, 1 for PS4. They would meet up, I think in California, an Emerald Life event with 2K, and they would eventually play for $250,000, so a lot of money on the line here. Now, what happened was there was no prior agreement of this, no prior knowledge, but they were actually going to be playing on they're going to be playing on a PS4, so they're not playing on a PC, which is completely neutral. Nobody has that advantage there. You can use your own controllers. They're playing on a PS4, so that's a huge disadvantage for the Xbox people, especially if you're playing for thousands of dollars like that. I mean, $250,000 plus NBA Finals tickets, which did go to a Game 7, and like all that stuff paid for you, which was an excellent NBA Finals, by the way. But yeah, that was insane. They really were gonna do something that unfair in a professional gaming event, and basically the PS4 people, they did get to use obviously like PS4 controllers, so normal. They had all their players, they had the right overalls, they had the right positions, they had all their badges. But the Xbox players, now this is also the thing, it's probably a lot easier because there's obviously PC mods. It's probably a lot easier to integrate those players into a PC than into a PS4. And what ended up happening was, in addition to the Xbox players not even playing with PS4 controllers, they're playing with controllers that were even worse. I did get to see them. One of the people on that, I think it was GFG was the Xbox team. I could be mistaken though. but one of those people tweeted out what controllers they were actually using, and it was a terrible controller. It was like it was like a PS4 controller, but it was bigger. So I guess maybe that's why they thought it was more similar to Xbox. But I would have personally rather played on a PS4 controller. But that's what they're playing on. But then they're saying that they didn't even have the right badges, and they only had about 10 minutes to get used to those trash controllers anyway. So it was really a big deal. They didn't even have the right badges, so that's also a big deal. And it's not like they could have said anything, because they only got to use their players or shoot around and warm up, stuff like that, like 10-15 minutes prior to the game. That would end up giving the Druckerbackers $250,000. So that was huge. Very big advantage for the PS4 people, very unfair advantage. And we also knew that 2K did have this deal with PS4. The only part of the deal we knew was that PS4 was getting patches first. Obviously, that's changed this year, as Xbox and PS4 getting patches around the same day instead of like 2 weeks apart. I remember patch 3 last year, it was not on Xbox for like 2 weeks until after the PS4 did get it. But I guess that deal's over. But they might be making a secret deal with PS4 now. This is where we get into this year, and things go really out of hand. So obviously, there's gonna be a race for top rep. We can't really determine what the biggest top rep is between Legend 1 and Superstar 5, because we don't know exactly what you get for Legend 1. It says that you only get Be Immortalized, which is the reward in 2K18. But there obviously could be something different. I might make a video on that. But basically, there's two people going for it. We have NaDeXe, who did previously get banned. He was on Xbox, and he got banned in 2K16. He was the first Legend 4. And then we have OrlandoinChicago, who is the top rep on PS4. So it's really a close race. I think NaDeXe hitting Superstar 1 first, Superstar 2 first. So it's looking like he has the lead. And then all of a sudden, Orlando does get the Superstar 3 spot first. He was the first Superstar 3 first mascot. Nade does hit a couple day, or I think he hit the same day. I'm not exactly sure. Nade actually comes back, hits Superstar 4 first, the first skateboard. And then Orlando hits Superstar 5 first. And in between the Superstar 4 and Superstar 5, NaDeXe was actually banned for a whole week. And you guys might not understand how much a whole week is, but a whole week, that's almost like I'm not going to say almost 1,000 games, but it could be, because we don't really know. I mean, if they're going to be playing Park, it could be almost 1,000, but they could be playing Walk-On, stuff like that. But it's a lot, especially a whole week. And we thought at that point that NaDeXe was really ahead of Orlando. And for actually being banned for a whole week and then coming back, hitting Superstar 5 2 days after Orlando, that was a lot of grinding. But the thing is, it's kind of suspicious. Why would they ban NaDeXe? They clearly stated that he was banned for boosting without showing any proof of him boosting, and that was really suspicious. We didn't know why they were doing that, and NaDeXe, of course, was very mad, because he definitely was at that point on pace to be the first Superstar 5 and possibly the first Legend. We don't know who the first Legend is going to be, but I might guarantee that it's going to be Orlando. 2K is just going to make sure that it's Orlando. Obviously, 2K doesn't like Nade. They don't have to give him, if I don't give him an interview, that might be okay, because that's obviously their choice. I mean, it's kind of unfair there. But if you're really going to ban somebody arbitrarily without even stating why they did get banned with proof, then that's just, I mean, obviously it's just a video game, but you guys, or a lot of people might not realize how much exposure you actually do get for being that top rep spot. Guaranteed 100K. Nade's already at 100K, and he's Superstar 5, so first Legend start hasn't even emerged, and that means 100K at the end of the year. It's still like 2.5 months since the game did come out, so that's a big thing there. So yeah, being top rep, a very big deal. But basically, they did ban Nade with no proof, and they didn't ban Orlando. Now, we don't know if Orlando did get any rep boosts or anything, because it's like you have this walk-on record and then you have this park record. It's like a two, and the leaderboards are a lot less like shown, like you can kind of see them in the park, but it's not like when you're loading in you see them. So it's a very suspicious thing. I'm not gonna accuse 2K of basically giving Orlando rep boosts, But of course, after Orlando hits Superstar 5, they're gonna have double rep weekends. So it's a really weird thing, and they have the Park After Dark was more of a LSK thing, but you're gonna really have double rep weekend as soon as Orlando does hit Superstar 5. So I don't really know. Do you guys think 2K is giving a slight unfair advantage or just a big unfair advantage to PS4? And obviously, if you're on PS4 or on Xbox, you don't really have to be biased and just say, oh yeah, they are. Just really consider all of these facts. And what do you think? I don't know. They did, of course, they had this previous deal with the patches, but they're not, I don't know, do they have a secret deal with the PS4 to give them more promotion to make sure that PS4 is always the top rep or something like that? Because them arbitrarily, or like them basically banning NaDeXe without giving any proof, and for a whole week, and then just not doing anything with Orlando, that's a little bit suspicious. And then obviously there's some other suspicious things that they have done. So let me know what you think. Is 2K being unfair to PS4? And yeah, make sure you guys drop a like, again, subscribe if you're new. This was I don't know, we were talking about this in the podcast, and I really need to speak on it more because I don't know, 2K has done a lot of suspicious things, especially with the LSK thing, and this might be one of the suspicious things that they're doing. So again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.